You're not getting old. You are just under-rested for the last 30 to 40 years. I didn't know how tired I was until I started living like I was retired on my off work hours, started sleeping a little bit longer, saying no to more things, and just taking it easy. I'm freaking exhausted. So let me ask you this. What do you think comes back when you finally let go of the grind, whether that's full-time retirement or a step down into a hybrid or a glide? What's the first thing you think that's going to come back for you? I'm telling you, most of us, we probably think the very first thing that comes back to us when we decide to retire or to rein it in and do this hybrid glide retirement, first thing most of you are going to say is time. I'll have more time. Yeah, you will. But with as tired as we are after busting it for all these decades, what's that time going to do for you? And it's not just that we've been running at the pace we've been running for all this time. We've got nature happening to us, men and women, this whole pause thing, menopause or menopause. It's a real thing, and our bodies are telling us, hey, we've gone over a hump. Things are changing, not going to recover as quickly. You're not going to sleep as well. Your brain, honestly, the brain is not functioning the way it used to because our body's not making what it used to. And don't get me started on trying to work out like I used to and get the same results. That's a whole new can of worms. But what comes back when you sit quietly in all this time that we're going to have, and you start resting, and you start sleeping, and you start eating when your body tells you to, not when a sliver of time says, I better inhale this real quick before my next meeting, or a time clock that they make you punch for you to go and have your lunch, whether you're ready for it or not. So when you do all of that, when you pull all that together and you give yourself enough window of this time, the first thing that's going to come back is energy. Your body's going to start to recover. Your mind is going to start to recover. And what that's going to lead to, and it's going to surprise the heck out of you, because I've watched it with my husband, and I saw it with myself when I took 10 days off a couple of weeks ago and forced myself to not do anything unless it was something I enjoyed, but I had no schedule and I had no alarm clock. But what I realized through him and what I saw in myself was once I gave myself enough days of just time and rest, my body clock started resetting itself. With him, it took about 4 or 5 months for me to notice that with him. But we're almost a year into his, and his personality, the one I fell in love with when we were kids, that I grew up with, that I had not seen in 40 years, it's back. It is back. It is the most magical thing. And with myself too, just on those 10 short days, I was less prone to knee-jerk respond. I was nowhere near as stressed. My blood pressure went down. My sleeping improved. Like I said, my personality was beginning to shift into a more fun, devil-may-care, let's just go do something together, whether it costs money or not. Usually didn't cost anything, or not do anything at all. Lots of enjoyment in yard work and housework when you don't have to fit it in on the weekends with everything else that we have to do. So chronic exhaustion became the ordinary. There was a time in our lives when we first started living at this pace that it was extraordinary. We couldn't believe how tired we were compared to what we used to be. But then it became the normal, the new normal. It's coming, and we're going to embrace it. The new normal is time to rest. The new normal, by hook or by crook, is no longer going to be unfamiliar. It is going to become the normal. It's the extraordinary is going to be how rested you feel, and by God, that's going to become your new ordinary, the new normal. Our society has penalized us for taking too much time to rest and recover. Why do you think companies have a amount of vacation you're allowed to take every year, and then some of them don't even like you to take that time. Yes, I'm saying that my own company, my bosses, so I'm not going to say the company endorses this, but my bosses would rather see me work on my vacation than leave them in the lurch when I'm not around. It's okay for them. I need the time down, but I've accommodated that for many years. I don't accommodate that anymore. Leave in the comments below if you had found yourself either not taking your vacation. Some of us have the luxury of cashing it out after it gets to a certain bank. Some of us hit a wall where we can't roll it over anymore. My particular company, you can't roll it over and you can't cash it out. So if you don't use it, you lose it. And I lost probably 5 years worth of vacation, not counting the extra hours I gave them. These companies are not charities. So for you younger versions of us out there, you need to remember that you need to invest in yourself with that vacation time to make sure that you still know what your peace and your center is. And when this energy begins to come back, its twin sisters, its kissing cousins come back with it. You're going to get motivation to do those to-do lists that you've been putting off all this time. Energy comes back. Creativity also comes back because energy brings oxygen. Energy lets in the sun. Energy revitalizes so much of us that we've had to squash down because we just didn't have time for it. How many of us have wanted to pick up a new hobby or a new project, whether it's an arts and craft or something we used to enjoy doing, but we've had to set it aside because we didn't have the creativity or the energy or the focus because we were spending all of that elsewhere. So with this impending next chapter of life, you don't have to expect come Monday, if your last day is on a Friday, that it's all going to come back to you then. Matter of fact, some of us that are watching this can go ahead and get started now, like I've done, and I keep preaching from the mount on. Take your time that you're not in the office and pretend like you're retired. Start living now. Set up the pace of life, the things you like to do, the rest that you desperately need, and start doing it now. So that when you actually get to the full retirement and or the hybrid step down glide retirement, like I will be in and so many of you other Gen Xers will be as well, when you get there, it's not hitting a brick wall. It's hitting the ground, skipping ahead because you've already started that. You've already started figuring out what your pattern is going to look like and the activities that you want to begin to pursue. All right, so this series, Series 6 in my 7-month series, is all about the mindset and what we need to do now to begin preparing for the adjustment of retirement. But these things will serve you today as much as they're going to serve you tomorrow. So like, share, subscribe. Go and binge all the videos in this series and everything else on my channel. Keep coming back. I post usually on Wednesdays and Saturdays. In this series, it's a 7-day run, so go and binge everything here. And then on Saturday, it will be a YouTube Live. I will see y'all soon. Stop recording. I didn't know how tired I was, and my body clock started resetting itself. I think the security guard for the parking garage is fixing to come around. Anyway, how rested you feel